Long iron lesson today, guys. It's a great one. 3 things that you need to do to hit better long irons. And you know what? We can all do these. You're going to do them, you're going to be better. Let's get stuck in. So tip number 1, first mistake that I see with a lot of long iron players, and by the way guys, this goes for if you've got like a 3 iron, a 4 iron, a 5 iron, if you've got a 3 hybrid, whatever it may be, whatever your long iron you class as, this is for them. So for me, I'm using my 4 iron here, and one of the big things that I see is all to do with setup. Now if we don't get it right at the start before we've even swung the golf club, chances are it's not going to go too well for us. 2 big problems that I see in setup for when we get our long irons out. Number 1, ball position. As I actually stand to this ball now, what I would see is that we transfer what I'm doing with maybe my mid iron, 7, 8, 9 iron into my longer stuff, and I would see now that the ball gets too central here, so it's pretty much right below the middle of my body there. Now the problem with that is that that this club doesn't have much loft on it. As we know, longer irons now have gone less lofted because they're designed to actually launch the ball higher but go further with the less loft. So when I've got something where I'm here now and I get the ball in the middle of my stance, that's going to lead to problem number 2. I end up getting my hands further forwards because it is a longer shaft and I would feel a little bit awkward and cramped up here, so I end up pushing them further forwards in this direction, all in an A to get nice and comfortable. So as I do this now, the big issue is that this little lofted golf club that I've got has gone even less lofted. So I turn something where it's maybe 18 degrees down into something like 12, 13 degrees. Also, one of the issues with this, if I get the ball too far back in my stance and my hands too far forwards here, chances are I'm probably going to come down too steep on it, and again with low loft I'm going to trap it. Real simple. Get the ball a little bit further forwards and get a little less shaft lean. If we can do that, we're going to start to hit them better. So as we address it, what I would want you to do, get the ball in line with your lead foot. I want you to step out then about 2 golf balls width. From there then, this back foot is probably going to go about 4 to 5 golf balls width behind. So as we see now, the middle of my body is actually about a golf ball behind my intended golf ball there. So I've not got it too far back in my stance, and what I then want to do is just adopt a tiny little bit of shaft lean. So as we can see here, the shaft now has a tiny bit of lean, the ball's in the right spot, and if I can do this, I can hit a slightly better iron shot there. Okay, so tip number 2. I've got my long iron out, I've got my hybrid, my long golf club. So in my mind, I've got to swing longer. And that's one of the problems I see from a lot of people when they get into this sort of club. They think, right, well, it's my long golf club, let's make that nice long golf swing to get this golf ball going long down the fairway or to the green, and I end up lifting my arms, getting disconnected and swinging almost too long, getting the club back here, all because I'm trying to hit it further and get it going long. It's not what I want. I want to try and see that I'm going to use my bigger muscles, see that I can use those to hit the golf ball a little bit longer. Real simple drill I want you to do. Do this at home, do it at the driving range, or even just when you're on the golf course, just have a little play and think about this. Instead of trying to do everything with your arms and getting disconnected and long here, what I want us to do is try and feel that I make a complete turn. And what I mean by that is get my upper body turning against my lower body. So when I get armsy, what I tend to do is only turn my torso a slight amount and then let my arms bend and go long. What I want to try and do is feel that as I make my backswing with my longer irons, I really feel this big wind up, and look for me there, I get my club going 90 degrees. My hips are at like 45, but I get my back turned to the target with this big nice shoulder turn here. I'm not just lifting my arms up out of position there. So when we get a long iron now, or you get your hybrid, think about that more connected turn. Think about using your upper body to actually swing the golf club. So have a little practice swing like I did there, then try and feel it up here, and notice that my club's actually at 3/4 there, but I've made a nice big turn. As I do that then, as we go through, nice turn, we can see we get a nice strike and we get that long iron away there. Don't fall into the trap of swinging those arms long and getting disconnected. Use your big muscles, start hitting it better. Guys, I hope you're enjoying this lesson. If you are, do remember, I want you to get better at golf, so do that by joining me here on the channel. Hit your subscribe button down below, totally free. Let's get into this third and final tip. Let's get you hitting your long irons better. So the long irons, the hybrids, the long irons, whatever we were going to be using, we need to know that we need a little bit of speed when we're using these here. And what I tend to see is people not actually releasing the club head when we do it. Now, when we've got a long iron out or a hybrid, our actual circumference that we're going to hit it either to the fairway or the green gets bigger. It's not a wedge, it's not a 9-iron. I'm not intending to hit it as close as I would do with one of those. What I'm trying to do is actually get it a little bit further. But what I see is people lacking speed to get the launch out of the golf ball to get that ball down there. Real simple drill. I want you to take the golf club and turn it upside down in your lead hand. So for me as a right-handed player, my left hand. Now what I would see from a lot of people is that they would try and throw it from the top of their golf swing early here. So as you do this with just one hand and the club upside down, you would actually feel that you feel out of sync and you feel very slow down near the golf ball. What I want us to try and do is we're going to hinge it up a little bit like so. So I'm going to cock my wrist, then I'm going to make the backswing. And then from here, I want to try and keep this little bit of angle until I get down to about waist height. And then I want to feel that I'm whooshing it through, because what that's going to allow me to do is release the club at the right time. Instead of throwing it early and getting rid of the angle here and not generating the right club head speed down at the golf ball, it's going to allow me to store all my power and release it into the golf ball. You will feel a lot quicker as you start to do this drill. You'll probably feel out of sync at the start because you're not used to actually doing it correctly. So take your setup, little bit of hinge, up to the top, store it, use it, and you can probably pick up a little bit of whooshing there on the golf club grip as it's going through. So don't go at the top and feel like you've lost all your energy before you get halfway down. Set up, hinge it, store it, throw it, and start to generate that club head speed. Then go back to your normal grip as you were. Think about that setup, combine that with a good turn and keeping it and actually using it at the right time, and you're going to see you start to generate that right club head speed for your long irons. So good setup, good grip, good shaft lean. I'm going to get a good shoulder turn, and I'm going to use this at the right point of my golf swing. And there we go, nicely struck. I've got that one away, and that is how I'm going to hit better long shots with my long irons. Guys, that is how we are going to hit better long irons. I hope you have enjoyed the lesson there. If you have, do remember, hit the subscribe button, totally free down there. And as well, check out one of my other videos. If you're struggling with chipping, why not watch one of these down here? Thanks for watching. See you in your next lesson.